So I'm going to read a couple of things first. This is called Frozen Pizzas. Frozen pizzas are much fun to eat and distribute energy from face to feet. One simply throws them in the oven and they'll be done real quick. This is called barbecue flavored potato chips. It is sick, I love them so. They send fire through my body from head to toe. They bring me pleasure, my only pleasure. It is sick how I love them so. This is called toast sandwiches. In the quiet of an empty shop, Arthur and Harold sat munching their sandwiches and discussing the solitude of their lives. "I'll tell you, Harold," said Arthur, who was a larger, though not prettier sparrow than his friend. "This is a most beautiful day." Harold smiled through his chomping beak. "Yes, yes," he said, swallowing. "And these sandwich lunches are something tremendous," Arthur beamed. "It's the toasted bread," Arthur explained, as he was the little pretty one who understood things so well. "Previously, we ate our meats and cheeses on squishy, soft white bread, and our mid-afternoon get-togethers had been simply the sharing of nourishment. But toasted bread has made this something different." "All I know," said Arthur, who understood in his own way, "is that now my Swiss on rye goes crunch, crunch between my large, ugly beak." He giggled in glee. "It makes me so happy my feathers sweat." The two birds burst out singing and laughing rather loudly, though it was of no great concern as the restaurant was nearly empty. In their merriment, Harold proposed a toast sandwich, it being a slice of toast between two slices of toast. Arthur took to this immediately and almost burst with excitement. They called the waiter over, a frog, who hopped over sheepishly. "What can I do for you today, sirs?" he asked. "Isn't everything all right?" "It's splendid," Arthur assured him. "It's just that my dear friend across the table from me, who just happens to be my brother-in-law, has just had a marvelous idea. Harold, you explain." The smaller, prettier sparrow, who was really a first cousin, nonetheless smiled at the recognition. "Paul," he said to the waiter, whose given name was Paul because all frogs were called either Paul or Paula, but never Pauline, "we would be grateful if you could bring to us each a toast sandwich." The waiter stood confused. "Hey, Paul," he called to the cook, who was also a frog. "Ever hear of a toast sandwich?" "I can explain," Harold interrupted, because he was very good at both. "We would like a slice of toast sandwiched between two other slices of toast." Arthur's wings were dripping with perspiration. "Wait a minute," Paul, the waiter frog, said. "What you're asking for is a toast sandwich?" "Yes," the wiggling sparrows exclaimed. "A toast sandwich on toast, correct?" The birds nodded wildly. Paul, the waiter frog, puffed his throat out in exasperation. "In other words," he said, "you'd like me to bring you 6 slices of toast on 2 plates piled 3 high, yes?" Arthur and Harold pointed their beaks down in embarrassment. "Yes, please," they answered meekly. Grinning, the waiter hopped to the kitchen, which was soon filled with a whooping laughter. Arthur fidgeted angrily in his seat. "Hop," he muttered bitterly. "All they do is hop around all day, calling each other Paul and eating flies. Ribbit, ribbit. Can a frog soar gracefully across the skies?" Harold shushed him. "Here come the sandwiches," he said.